You walk in for a refill, but the shelf is empty. The pharmacist looks helpless, and Christmas is days away. What happens when you cannot get the one pill you need? Most people hear pharmacy crisis and assume it is a headline for someone else. Then it lands in your hands with an empty bottle and a calendar that does not care. 1 minute you are running errands. The next minute you are asking, do you have it anywhere? And you hear, not right now. If you take daily meds, you already know why this is different from a normal shopping problem. You are not talking about a nicer brand of cereal. You are talking about blood pressure pills, insulin, heart meds, inhalers, seizure control, antidepressants, antibiotics, and the steady routine that keeps life from swinging out of control. So here is the first question. If your pharmacy told you today, come back next week, would your body cooperate, or would it punish you for missing doses? Comment refill if you have ever called more than one pharmacy to find a medication. Now add the timing. Christmas week breaks routines. Doctor offices shorten hours. Shipping slows. Families travel. Weather delays trucks. Even your insurance support line can feel harder to reach. That is why a back order right now can feel like a trap, because the people who can fix it are suddenly out of reach. And the confusing part is this. The United States should not feel like a place where basic medicine is hard to get. Yet, shortages happen. Pharmacies close. Hours shrink. Lines get longer. Phones ring and nobody answers. A pharmacy can be open on paper and still feel like it is running on fumes. So what is actually happening? Start with the meds. Many common drugs are made by a small number of manufacturers. When profits are thin, fewer companies stick around. That means the whole country relies on fewer factories. If one plant hits a quality problem, a staffing issue, or a delay in ingredients, supply drops fast. You feel it as one word at the counter, backordered. Now add the supply chain. Ingredients, packaging, and shipping still rely on long routes and tight schedules. A delay that looks small on a spreadsheet can turn into a week of empty shelves in real life. And when demand spikes during cold and flu season, the gap gets worse. Then come the pharmacies themselves. When a store closes, it does not vanish like a website. It leaves a hole in a neighborhood. Prescriptions move. Customers flood the next closest store. Staff get overwhelmed. Wait times stretch. People who already struggle with transport get hit first. Be honest. Have you seen a pharmacy near you close, shorten hours, or look understaffed in the past year? Comment your state and what changed. Here is where the fear becomes personal. Imagine this week. You wake up and count pills, 5 left. You tell yourself you will pick up the refill after work. You get to the counter and the pharmacist says the shipment did not arrive. Not tomorrow for sure. Not we can borrow from another store. Just a quiet, we don't have it. And your mind starts doing math you never wanted to do. How many doses can you miss before you feel it? How many days until your doctor calls back? Will your insurance cover a substitute? If they do, will your doctor approve it fast? If you switch, will you get side effects? If you wait, will you end up in urgent care? What if this happened to you on a Friday and you cannot reach anyone until Tuesday? What would you do first? Comment call if your first move would be calling other pharmacies, or comment doctor if you would call your doctor first. Here are warning signs people ignore until it is too late. The pharmacy offers a partial fill and tells you to return later. Your refill date keeps shifting. The app shows in progress for days. You notice shorter hours, then a closed gate at lunch. You hear staff say, "We are waiting on delivery," more than once. If any of that is happening near you, do not wait for the crisis moment. Comment signs if you have seen any of these. And if you live rural, ask yourself how far the next pharmacy is. Now zoom out, because this is not only about one person. When a pharmacy shuts down in a town, daily life changes fast. People who used to walk to pick up meds now need rides. People who used to get help in 10 minutes now wait an hour in a crowded line. People who used to ask a pharmacist a simple question now skip the question and hope for the best. That is the human cost. A pharmacy is not only a store with shelves. It is a safety checkpoint. It is where someone catches a dangerous mix of meds. It is where an older person admits, quietly, that they do not understand a new dosage. It is where a parent asks if a child's fever medicine is safe. Remove that, and the system becomes colder and riskier. And yes, money pressure makes it worse. If your paycheck already feels tight, you do not have room for a surprise. A delayed refill can mean a missed shift. A missed shift can mean lost pay. Lost pay can mean skipping groceries. Skipping groceries can mean stretching meals. And that stress can push blood pressure higher, sleep lower, and patience thinner right when families want peace. So let me ask you something blunt. If you had to choose between a last-minute Christmas expense and an out-of-pocket refill, which one gets cut? Comment gift or refill? No judgment, just reality. Now, why does this keep happening, even as people keep complaining? Because the system has weak spots that stay hidden until they snap. Drug makers chase margins. Supply chains stay brittle. Pharmacies operate on thin room for error. And regulators and politicians move slower than real life. You have also heard promises, lower prices, more local production, more accountability. But even if those goals are real, they do not fix a missing bottle this week. They do not help the older man standing in line with a cane. They do not help the mom trying to keep a child's asthma under control during travel. So what can you do right now in a way that actually helps? Start earlier than you think you need to. Holiday weeks are not normal weeks. If your plan allows early refills for travel, ask about it. If it does not, at least you know the rule before you are down to your last pills. Ask a direct question at the counter. Is there an alternative you can get faster? Sometimes it is a different manufacturer. Sometimes it is a different dosage strength your doctor can adjust. Sometimes it is a similar medication your doctor can switch to. Do not change anything without medical guidance, but do not wait until you are desperate to start the conversation. Keep a simple backup list in your phone. Your main pharmacy, one independent option, one big chain option, and one mail option if it fits your life. This is not panic. This is planning. If you care for a parent, ask them today, how many days of meds are left? It feels awkward. It is still better than a panic call later. If you are a caregiver, comment caregiver. People reading the comments will feel less alone. And if you work in a pharmacy, say it in the comments too. What is the hardest part right now? Shortages, staffing, angry customers, insurance issues, or all of it? Your answer helps people understand the pressure on both sides of the counter. Let's land this with the part that matters. A country can survive smaller gift piles. It can survive expensive dinners. It can survive crowded highways. But it cannot stay calm when people lose trust and access to basic medicine. When pharmacy access strains, it hits seniors, chronic illness households, low-income families, and rural communities first. The people already feeling left behind get hit again, and this time it is health, not shopping. So if you are watching this and thinking, why does life feel harder than it used to? You are not imagining it. The basics feel less stable. And when the basics feel shaky, everything else feels shaky too. Before you scroll away, do one thing tonight. Check your refills, count your days, make one call if you need to. Build a backup plan before you are forced into one. If this video helped you put words to what you are feeling, hit like, share it with someone who relies on prescriptions, and subscribe. This channel is for people tired of being told everything is fine, while the basics keep slipping out of reach.